day 3 of EPT Campione, or I guess, yeah, for some people it is, for me it's not. I busted pretty late yesterday on day 2. I managed to successfully bluff with Jack High in a spot where I think it was kind of okay, but maybe not exactly necessary, but I still think it was okay because I thought I had a read on the guy and I actually knew his hand and I was pretty sure he would fold, but he thought otherwise. So here I am. I guess, fuck my life? Yeah? No? Maybe? Alright, well, yeah, I'm going to still be playing that 1K today, and that should be a lot of fun. I've had a very controversial hand in the main event actually, which was kind of weird because I was playing against one guy, quite a bit of pots, because he was like 2 to my left. So whenever it was my button, it was his big blind, and somehow he always felt like playing against me for some reason. Anyway, yeah, this pot comes up where I open Jack 9 on the button and he defends, and the board runs out in a fashion. I mean, it runs out King 10 9, Ace something, and the flush draw bricks, and yeah, Jack 8 and 8 7 brick 2. And I just was tanking on the river, and the guy to my right starts discussing with the dealer and with the player that just bet, because he bet fairly big, so he was kind of polarizing at that point. He's like, I think you string bet, and I'm just still tanking, and he starts talking to the dealer like, yeah, he string bet, that's not correct. And I'm still tanking, and actually, to some extent, he was kind of pissing me off because I was like, dude, seriously, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to make a decision here. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, well, actually he's right, the guy did string bet, because like, he took his chips and like dropped the first 2, went back a little bit, and then kind of dropped the rest off. It was like a, I don't know, it was a string bet. So anyway, I'm like, well, I guess it was a string bet, and as soon as I say that, the guy was like, no, 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 it wasn't a string bet, and really starts like defending his bet, but like, no, it was not a string bet, and like, so the floor comes over and he just loses it basically, starts like, no, it's not a string bet, and at that point I'm like, well, whatever the floor says, I'm gonna call now, because like, you clearly do not have it. Anyway, the floor then rules that it's not a string bet, and I guess it's good for him, because at that point, I should have, I don't know why I didn't realize that. I should have just been like, no, no, it's okay, we're all good, just floor, you can go again, and just be like, no, no, I'll take the big bet and not call. Yeah, I guess that would have been the absolute best hero thing to do there, but I didn't realize that. In my mind at that point I was just like, oh, a smaller bet, and now with his acting and everything, definitely a call. This trip so far has been really weird, and I guess if I had to put it into a few words, I would probably say this. Yeah, I also played the 1K side event, never really got anything going. I was virtually just like sitting there, and there were a bunch of like recreational players on my table at the beginning, but they soon got replaced with like all sorts of young kids, and there was lots of 3, 4, 5 betting, and it was just like, oh really, this is a 1K side event, are you for real? I mean, I've said this several times, I always think the main event of any EPT is softer than almost any side event, except for the turbos. There's just like many better players at the table, a lot of the young guys are at the table, and yeah, for the most part they know what they do, more or less at least. So that was, yeah, that was kind of lame. I also tried to bluff my buddy Kenny. Yeah, what can I say? It was a strange situation, because like I've been saying to other people a bunch of times, like, yeah, if you can show a deuce, that's the way to go, and I just kind of really wanted to try and show a deuce at some point, so I figured that's the spot to take, and it didn't work out. I was bluffing into the nut flush. Good job, Michael. Yeah, I think I should stop this whole bluffing thing. I get into another controversial hand, and in the 1K side event I played, and it was I get it all in pre-flop with ace queen versus ace 10, and the dealer just takes the guy's ace 10 and just puts it in the muck. And at that point I'm like, whoa, because because the dealer afterwards, he's like, oh, the hands, yeah. So goes back into the muck and like picks the 2 cards out and like puts them back out, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. I mean, we all know here that there's a good chance if we call the floor here, this hand's gonna be dead. Like, because, I mean, yes, he was all in and it was face up, but I had a similar situation once in Spain where I guess the cards weren't face up, they were face down and went into the muck, but I'm not quite sure to what extent it changes when the cards are face up, because they were put face down and into the muck, regardless of who did that. Wow, I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you guys, this is a really funny hand. But before I tell you the hand, I have to give you a little bit of history to make you understand why this happened. So there was this one German guy at our table, he was playing pretty aggressive, 3-betting a bunch and like just aggro. And in one hand I open and there's a guy that's really short, he has like 1 big blind or so, and he just goes all in, I mean obviously. And the German guy sees that, he 3-bets me, and I'm like, oh, it's just full of shit here. So I 4-bet. And he folds, although he tanks for a while, and he later says he was thinking about shoving king 4. I mean, my 4-bet was to like 22% of my stack, something like that. And I later on then show ace 3, which is obviously still way ahead of the shorty's range. So anyway, afterwards he's like, well, you might have called if I shoved there, which is why I didn't shove. And I'm like, well, I'll probably call if it's ace 10 or better. Anyway, later on he opens and I 3-bet him, and he tanks for a while, and I look to him and say, well, ace 10 or better, right? So he shoves and I snap call and he turns over ace 10. I thought it was just hilarious, and I mean the whole table was laughing pretty hard. Good hand. I kind of want to apologize for my last video. There was some problem with the internet and it didn't upload, and I did publish the post without actually the video, so you just saw probably a post with no video or anything, and when you clicked on it, it said like, I think it said like no connection or not uploaded or whatever it said. Apologies about that. Hopefully you actually see this one. Well, you are seeing this one if you hear me. Yeah. I hope you like those videos. I hope they're entertaining and funny, and if you like them, please let me know. There's like a like button somewhere here. And if you want to subscribe button is, wait, I looked it up, it's on the right hand side, so it must be here. Alright. Okay, until next time, see you guys.